Howdy, folks. Well, it was a pretty good day here. Got to haul some brush with my daughters, and after supper, we watched the movie Groundhog Day because we're all kind of in a Groundhog Day right now, aren't we? And our 20-year-old had never seen it, and that poor kid is home going to college in her bedroom right now. Thought she was free of the folks, and here she is back, and she said it was especially poignant, just doing the same thing day after day. Anyways, before I call it a night, I was going to read a little piece, and tonight I just, at random, opened up from the top and found a piece called Priorities, which I know, something else I was going to say. I was working in the office, this room right here, a little room above the garage this morning, writing, and I went in to check in on how things were going in the house, because we're in day who knows what of 4 people being in the same house together. And my youngest daughter looked up she was doing schoolwork in front of the wood stove, and she looked up and she said, "What happened to your eye?" And apparently something's gone all weird and funky with my eye. It's pretty gross, she says, so I'm sorry that you have to see it. Just burst a blood vessel somehow. I did that a couple of years ago. I bent over to gut out a deer and burst a blood vessel, and but I don't know how I did it this time. I haven't really done anything that exciting, but anyways, sorry for the creepy eye. You don't have to watch. You can just listen. This piece is called Priorities, and it kind of takes on a different resonance in our current situation. It's not that we don't still have priorities. It's not that we aren't still busy trying to everybody's paddling their boat, trying to keep it above water. It's just different. Back home on the farm, I've been running behind. That in and of itself isn't news. Running behind is a way of life for me. But there is some waxing and waning, and lately it's been all waxing, and I'm not talking about reshaping my eyebrows. By the way, it's time. Also, my mom told me once I was out of my teen years, I would no longer get zits. Mom, I'm 55. What's the deal? And I'm not talking about reshaping my eyebrows, although based on recent trends toward mutant overgrowth, I might add that to the list. Well, there you go. See, I forget what I write, make little jokes, and find out I've made them before. 15 times, my kids would say. I'd like to point out that I'm not complaining about being too busy, which has become the leading American form of humble bragging reality avoidance, and is usually more a reflection of privileged pursuits woven with a perversion of priorities than it is of overwork, and let the record show that I include myself in the allegation. But in this case, I'm referring not to the busyness itself, but rather the behavior that lands me there. Specifically, fits of manic optimism, in which I resolved to write 3 books, a magazine article, and an album of original country music songs featuring the kazoo, split a winter's worth of wood, clean the grain, rebuild the kids a clubhouse, mow the lawn, distill 3 pints of artisanal chive blossom vinegar, floss my diastema. Pay the electric bill, plant cucumbers, take the kids fishing, write a love note to my wife, write a thank you note to my wife, locate the power steering leak, answer all red flagged emails, adjust my deer stand, clean the gutters, take that one thing down to the pole barn, take those 47 things out of the pole barn, put 18 new strings on 3 old guitars, replace the batteries in the headlamp I used to close the chicken coop after dark, figure out why the guinea pig is acting so weird, figure out why I'm acting so weird, get those 1-cent stamps to bring my postcard stamps up to speed after the latest rate hike. Figure out why our internet is acting like it's powered by an off-kilter guinea pig. Stack the wood I haven't split yet. Read the one book on the stack of all the other books that got there because they were that one book I hadn't read yet. Learn once and for all how to spell the word privilege. Lubricate the treadmill. Make more time to clean the gutters since I left it too long. Churn the compost. Finish that dealio I told that guy I'd do by Sunday, this being Saturday. Call the bank to see that the check for the health insurance cleared and deep breath. You know what's astounding about that list? It represents any given manic Monday. You know what's even more astounding? The fact that it takes me clear into Thursday before I realize it ain't gonna happen. Because it never does. Never has. Not even close. Hope blooms eternal, despite all well-established evidence to the contrary. And so about twice a year, I get fed up with all this random mental meandering, and I become very firm with myself. I sit and I whittle everything down, and I make a list. It's a ruthless process, and it yields a short, tight set of bullet points. No trivialities, no distractions, lean and mean. From here on in, I really mean it, and I prove it by putting a headline above the bullet points, just one word in all capital letters: priorities. I just clicked over and had a look at the current all capital priorities list. 36 items. And that's not including any of the silly ones on the list I just shared with you. I'm tired of running behind. It's time to buckle down. First order of business, keep the word priorities in all caps, but also underlined and in bold red. Yes, I'll add it to the list. Oh, and rotate the tires, and tack down that loose shingle, and you see how it goes. That's from the top. It's funny because I did not know I was going to read that piece. As I said, I just opened it at random. I'm sitting here at my desk at the end of the day, and there's a Post-it on my desk. I don't think there's anything I don't care if you see. It's got I made this today, 4 little things to get done today. Yeah, how many checklists you see there? Call the insurance agent, didn't do it. Call the tiller guy, did it. Call the other insurance agent, didn't do it. Sign the books, didn't do it. Alrighty. Hopefully my eye will improve and it won't freak you out. In the meantime, try to remember I'm completely sober. Doesn't always seem like it, does it? A little punchy maybe. But I hope you take care of yourself and those around you, and always remember, forward.